Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 12th of October 2022. Okay, sorry. Anyway, the Haunted by Daylight Halloween event is happening this week with some exciting stuff. There's some new cosmetics, there's going to be some challenges, and the new tome comes out later today, I believe. I'm going to be picking it up because of that Ghostface outfit and the masks and everything. There's also the Artist in Yui outfit that I like, so I'm going to get it, even though I haven't had one of these Rift Pass things for a while, so I'm going to have to grind out my archives. But anyway, let's get started. First of all, we have Ace in the Hold, which is an Ace perk, and this one has it so when you open a chest and get an item, there's a 100% chance that a very rare or lower add-on will be attached to it, and there's also a 50% chance that an add-on of uncommon rarity or lower will be attached. So you pick up an item, it will always have at least one add-on that can go up to purple, and there's a 50% chance that there will be a second add-on which can only go up to yellow. So the second one isn't as good. I don't know if there's like any amazing brown or yellow add-ons for items, but you'll always at least get one, which can be really good, or it could just be okay or decent or shit, basically. I feel like this perk's really good if you've got a new survivor you're leveling up, because it can take a while to get to like the good stuff and the good items, and then you have to prestige, then you have to do it all again. So I feel like this one's good if you just want to try and get some good items and some good add-ons. And this is basically just to hoard. This is just the selfish perk to hoard items for your survivors, basically. You could also use this for your teammates. You could like open a chest and like leave the item in there, and the add-on can help a little bit. Or you could use this with pharmacy, so your green med kit has good add-ons, appraisal, so you can like keep doing it, and also what's the other one? Plunderer's Instinct to help you find the chest in the first place. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that you keep your item and add-ons when you escape the trial. So if you escape the trial and you manage to keep your item and the add-ons or add-on, then you keep them and they get put in your inventory. So that's very good. It's very good, basically, just to have a lot of items and add-ons, basically. Pardon me. Next up, we have Hex Huntress Lullaby. This is a Huntress perk, and this is a Hex perk. So keep in mind right off the bat that it can be destroyed at any time. It can be destroyed before anything even happens, or it can be destroyed just as it's in its prime. This one has so every time you hook a survivor by any, like, doesn't have to be hook states or anything, just hooking them, you get a token. Each token decreases the time, between the skill check warning and the actual skill check, and at 5 tokens, there will be no skill check warning, and the skill check will literally just appear, and if you're not paying attention, the gen will blow up. The perk also has an additional 6% regression penalty when you miss a skill check, so, you know, if you miss the skill check because of 5 tokens Huntress Lullaby, you're going to lose an additional 6% as well, and now the killer knows where you are, so I feel like this one's okay. It's fun, and it's good in concept. I think it's just kind of defeated by like decent survivors, because even though there's no skill check warning, most of the time survivors, I would hope, would be paying attention. And I get it. It comes at you really fast, and there's obviously no warning and everything. And I get that, like, sometimes you'll just randomly like just press the button anyway, and then you might miss it. But I feel like some survivors can just counter this. Survivors who, you know, been playing the game a long time, or even are prepared or anything like that, or have their whole focus on the game, I feel like it won't really affect them as much. But obviously there is the odd moment where they might slip up, and that's what this perk kind of relies on. Also, it's a hex, so obviously, you know, you could be 3 tokens, and then you're like, okay, I can do this, and then it gets cleansed, and then you're like, oh great. This might be worth having a build round. Maybe on Doctor, use some of his funny add-ons, unnerving presence, things like that, distressing. But, you know, at that point, that's just a whole build just to do this, and I'm not sure if that's entirely worth it. I do like this perk. I just think that, I don't know, I think in execution, it kind of is okay, but, you know, whatever. That's just my opinion, you know, I don't know. Next up, we have I'm All Ears, which is a Ghostface perk. And what I'm going to say, I forgot to mention this earlier, but this perk, as well as the next one we're going to be talking about, do matter if you're going to be buying the tome, the Rift Pass thingy. or if you just want to grind the challenges, because Ghostface and Michaela are the characters for the tome, so their perks are involved in a lot of the challenges and involved with finishing each level of the challenge archive thing. So I will say, even if you don't like these perks or you're not going to use them for anything else, if you are planning on finishing and getting the rewards from the tome and everything in the archives, do buy these two perks that I'm about to mention, because they will be needed for the challenges, at least for when it first comes out. But anyway, this perk has, so when a survivor fast vaults around you, you see their aura for 6 seconds, and then it has a cooldown of 40 seconds. I think on a lot of killers, it's not very helpful, because I feel like a lot of, especially like basic attack killers, like don't really get value from it. You know what I mean? Like if you're at a loop, you kind of just see their auras anyway, so it's like, okay, it might help with like mind games, I guess. But I think this perk really shines with ranged killers. Killers like Pyramid Head, Deathslinger, Huntress really get the value from this perk, because after a fast fall happens, you see their auras, and if you're a Pyramid Head, you can line up a Rites of Judgment shot and hit them through the wall. Deathslinger, you can see if they're about to go behind cover or if they're going to run off, so you can just quickly aim your gun and reel them in. Huntress, again, similar thing. If they have live and they fast fall window and then they go all the way away from you, if you're a Huntress, you can try and hit them and use their aura to kind of see if you can land a fast shot. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is that killers who basic attack for their power probably won't get a lot of value, because seeing their aura doesn't really do a whole lot. Like I said, you could try a mind game, but other than that, it won't always work. With ranged killers, though, you could definitely get the value. Like I said, Pyramid Head especially gets benefit from this. And you could try and do like an aura perk build around it. Hex Retribution. I'm trying to think what other bloody perks do auras now. But also add-ons and stuff, Dark Sense, things like that, basically. It's up to you. I think it's okay, but I think if you are one of those killers I mentioned, then it's always good, Or if you want to do a whole aura build around, like I said, that's good as well. But yeah, I think it's all right. And finally, we have Clairvoyance, which is a Michaela perk. This one has, so when you cleanse a totem, you have 10 seconds to see generators, chests, hatch, exit gates, everything like that, basically, within a 64-meter range, which is pretty big. That's a pretty huge range, to be honest. And all you have to do for this is cleanse a totem, and it basically works like a map. When you have a map and you can like hold the button down, you see the auras for a bit, and then you let go, but you still have a bit of your map left. It's basically like that for Clairvoyance. It says you have 10 seconds, but that doesn't mean it gets used at once. You choose when to use that, basically. So you can basically have this last the whole match by not using it and then just using it for like a second or 2 seconds, just to like see, I don't know, if you're lost and you want to go find a gen or an exit gate, and then you can let go, and then you've still got like 8 seconds left of it or something. You know what I mean? So I think it's good. You do have to cleanse a totem for it, so you have to go out of your way for it. And if you're someone who uses boons, you can't really use that, because this perk needs to get rid of a totem. And I find it interesting that this came out of a survivor who brought boons with her and has 2 boons as her other teachables. I find that kind of interesting, but it's a good perk, so I won't slay it. And the value you'll get is great. And like I said, you will need this for the tome if you are planning on going through with it. So which ones should I think you buy from the shrine? I would definitely say these two if you're going to be picking up the tome. I keep going get tome, Rift Pass. I don't know. I forgot which one is the battle pass thing, basically. But even if you're not buying it, I think you will need these perks for some of the challenges. And don't be surprised if next week 2 more of their perks come on the shrine, because they do this with other tomes. And I would say Ace in the Hole if you're interested. I know on console at least he's a free character. I don't know how it works on PC, because I know some killers and characters are paid on PC, but I got like the Dead by Daylight complete edition or something. I got like a special edition of it, so I got some DLCs for free. But I would just say this one because it's good for items and getting add-ons, and then you basically get to hold them. And even if the items don't change, you get some good add-ons at least, and then you can do some of that. Huntress Lullaby, I would say no. I don't think it's worth buying. I do think it's like decent, but I just don't know about buying it from the shrine. So I don't know. Guys, that's gonna do it from me. Hope you enjoyed. I apologize if I sound croaky. I've had to try and re-record this a bunch because people keep knocking on my fucking door all the time and delivering shit. So I apologize for that. I need to have a drink, but I will see you in the next one.